Hey guys, welcome back to Macy Acres. Well, you can see we got a little trailer here. This trailer is going to be something really cool when we're done with it. It's going to maybe look like a camper, but it's not going to be a camper. It's going to be something else. Stay tuned, keep watching, and you're going to get to see a really cool transformation. All right, our camper, we're gonna have to remove these lights, remove the wiring that's in it. Our camper is gonna actually go out over the top of the tires because here's the tires, and most campers sit right beyond the edge of it. So our sidewall is gonna go down the edge, but the floor is still gonna be at this height. Actually, it'll be slightly higher because we're gonna put 2x4 studs on each one of those to give it a nice support for the sidewalls. Then we have to cut down pieces of wood to make for the sidewalls because they aren't 2x4 studding, something of that nature. So that's what we're gonna do down through here. I'm gonna do some measurements, see how wide we gotta make this, and then cut some boards down. So what we gotta do is, since the walls of the trailer are gonna go out to the edge of the tire, we need to measure it at 64 inches, but because we're gonna put a 2x4 out here on the end, you need to take off 3 total inches because it's 1.5 inches thick on this 2x4. So you have a 1.5 and 1.5 over on the other side. So what you need to do is take off 3 inches. That'll put you to 61-inch wide 2x4s, so that way they come out over the top here. But before I get going too far on this, I'm probably gonna have Mitchell go ahead and take these supports off. These are supposed to be for the wheel covers, so that way it protects, you know, dirt and stuff flying up. Well, this is gonna be too high anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and just take these off and then start building the platform. All right, so far, I've got 1 sheet of plywood underneath all this plywood down. We have some boards that are cut here. These are gonna be your stud work. I got a few more to go, so let's get it cut. Now I'm gonna use my Craig cutoff tool. I'm gonna cut a 16-inch piece off of this board because I need 16 inches to finish off the rest of the plywood here. So we're gonna use this Craig tool. My next step is to add vinyl flooring to this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll out some vinyl floor, staple it down in the edges, and then we can actually take the walls and build them on top of it. That way when we put the inner wall in, we'll be able to caulk it along the inside, seal it down, and you should be able to take a hose and wash out the floor in this after, you know, the birds have been in here, you need to clean it out. It'll make it really easy to keep it clean. So we're gonna take that vinyl floor I have right there, and we're gonna roll it out, staple it down, so we've got a floor to start off with. All right, we went ahead and nailed up some 2x4s here. These are the stud walls. Yes, it has 2 openings here. There's one for this side. There's gonna be one on the other side. It's gonna be a dual-sided opening so you can get in on either side of it. And they'll both have chicken door hatches going out, or sliding doors that'll go out on either side. So you can park it in one direction and have a run out one side, and then you can walk up to the other side and be able to get in. So far, here's what we've got. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna raise these up, set them in place, and we're going to put 2x4s between them at the top just to hold them in place for now, and then we can start building the sides on. order for this to have a vintage look. I got to have a little bit of a curvature up here at the top on the side. It's got a curve here, curves down. So again, I've already made this template from the first one, so I'm just going to copy that template over, and then I'm going to use my scroll saw to cut this out. This is going to make the back corner. You can see the line that we've added in here, curves around, goes all the way down through here. This will be the back corner of the coop, chicken house, chicken whatever. But we're going to go ahead and get this cut out. We're going to take this template that we have, set it on top of another one, so that way we can cut out 2 of these, so we can do it on both the back corners of that right there. Now we've got the template cut out. We're now going to attach it here. As you can see down here, we've made it a little bit lower, which then we'll cut out around the tire, make a nice little wheel well area. And then we're going to start attaching it all the way up these pieces of 2x4 that are on the back side, or our stud work. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. This one piece, actually I installed a little bit too high. We're going to lower it down to where it matches the height of this all the way across. But in order to get this nice curve that we've got down here for the tire, what we've done is we've taken a piece of wood, we put a screw in, and we found this little dimple that's in the middle of the hub. This screw, this hole that we drilled out is actually lined up with the bottom of this 2x4. So what we've done is we've put a drill bit through it, like so, and we scratched into the wood where the line is. After we were done scratching, we took our pencil and we did a pencil line. Now we'll cut it out and it'll look like the one that we did on the other side with this nice curve for the tire. All right, as you can see here, we're really close to the camper, but let's back out. I got a tent over the top of it for some shade, but we've got all the plywood on the sides. You can tell the back hatch is open. Got the inside, got my tools in here. The inside looks like this, and those little scuff marks, I had a little bit longer nails. Needed to get rid of them anyway, so I went ahead and used them. But here's what the inside looks like so far, and we're going to now cut out a spot right there for a window. Well, hello there. One big window. So far we've cut out the front window. Now we're going to move on to cutting out the 2 side windows. I'm going to mark them out. They're going to be at the same height as the front window, and they'll be a little bit narrower, but that'll allow enough airflow through here whenever we have the doors closed. Well, hello there. Honey, I'm home. Oh, there you are. Well, as you can see, the camper's got the window. We've got doors on both sides. Look up over there, we got a window over there as well. Got the back hatch. We got quite a few things done, as you can see. But now we're going to work on Tyvecking, or house wrapping, the outside of this and up over the top. And as you can hear, Polly's in the background making noise. As you can see, I've got everything wrapped. I need to put the wrap tape on, but I also have all these siding pieces here that I have. They're tongue and groove. These will all go on the sides. This is reclaimed lumber. These were pallets that I had acquired. So these are going to go all down the sides of the trailer. Then we're going to get them painted. They're going to look really cool. But what we're going to do next, we're going to tape, and then we're going to put at least the first row of our wood on, and then move our way up. As you can tell, these are all tongue and groove, and if you notice as I'm starting to curve, the groove's starting to get a little bit bigger here because the wood's pulling back. If you look at the end of the wood, it has that little groove in there. When it sets like that. Now if you're going up a straight wall, that's fine. But if you're going to lean it back, which this is going to have to start leaning back a little bit to go up a couple more pieces, we're going to have to do something to fix that. So what I have done is I have taken a piece of wood, I cut the groove off the back and made it a little deeper. Now when you go to line it up, it will hang out over the front edge, but that's something that can be easily sanded and smoothed up into the finish. But then that gives you a nice tight fit along here, so that way you don't have any water or anything that's going to just collect on that top edge. So we've run into a little issue here. When you have this hinged out or open, going to get rain or water or something coming out. Even if you have it closed like this, you're still going to get water that may get back in here. So I've come up with a solution. I've got these big rubber mats that we're going to take and we're going to put these in behind this next piece of siding. So this piece of siding you won't see unless the thing is flipped all the way up. For the most part, this flap will be over the top of it, so any water that comes down the side will hit this and drip off onto the ground. Or if we have it open, it'll hit this back door and slide down onto the ground. That way we get no water going back into the house. As you can see, we've got all the siding on here. Now the next part is to make it look really cool, make it look vintage. Add teal at the bottom, add white at the top. I'm going to put a stripe through it, that'll be a silvery color. Don't know if we'll go three-dimensional or not with that, we'll figure that out. But I got to mark all that out, and you can just watch on the time lapse of me marking it all out, throwing the paint on. All right, I put some nails in. Those are my points of reference for my stripe. And it'll go all the way to the back. It'll go cut across the front as well. But the top is going to be white, the bottom's going to be blue. We're going to go ahead and start painting all of the white up above. We're going to put two windows on, one on this side, one on the other. They're going to be the same height as the other ones. Or the other one up front. They're going to be at the same height as that one. Let's try that again. Take 2 and go. The other thing we're going to do with these windows is we're going to put screens on the inside. Another thing we're going to do with the windows, there's a lot of traffic. Another thing we're going to do with the windows is we're going to put mesh in here, the wire mesh, so that way the chickens can't get out and stuff can't get in.